Hi everyone, it's Mitch. It's Thursday, December 18th, and we're a week away from Christmas and just a couple of days away from college football. I'm excited about both of them. Gonna have some serious weather here again in Chicago. They're calling for a foot of snow today after what happened on Tuesday. So for those of you out of the Midwest, just be careful out there. It's supposed to be a real mess. Tonight you don't have to worry about it. Just maybe we'll have a chat tonight for the NFL game. I see a lot of people talking about the game. I haven't really looked too closely at it yet. I have a lean, and maybe I'll talk about it in the forum. And for those of you who are new around here and haven't checked in the forum, it's a great place to go. We share a lot of information. A lot of we take polls on a lot of the games, which we haven't started for the bowl games yet. And I think something that we're going to probably start this morning. So hopefully by the time this video gets up, we have a few of the polls up for some of the earlier bowl games. But those have been highly successful, way over an 80% clip at what the readers think is going to happen, especially when we have a real solid consensus. Don't hit them all, but we certainly hit way more than anybody just straight picking games anywhere on the internet, whether you're paying for picks or not paying for picks. And of course, it's the forum is free, so by all means take advantage of it. And also, it's a good chance to meet other people in the community here. We do have well over 10,000, closer to 15,000 people a day that come visit the site. So by all means, you guys are from all over the world, and it's a great chance to meet people. I answer all your emails. I talk to everybody in the forum. I visit there all the time. So by all means, take advantage of it. In any event, let's get to today. Let's get to the game that we're going to talk about today. And the game is, the game is Saturday, but it's the Magic Jack St. Petersburg Bowl. I don't know what Magic Jack is. I have no idea what it is. I know what St. Petersburg is. I know that this isn't a very good game either. What I see here is, Memphis, who's a pretty high-powered offensive team. They got the two JUCO transfers at running back and quarterback, Aklon Hall and Curtis Steele is the running back. He's not D'Angelo Williams, the back that they had a few years ago. No one is. But he's decent. He's ran for well over 1,000 yards this year. On the other side of the ball, South Florida. Bowl regulars at this point. Actually, both these teams are bowl regulars. But South Florida had really high expectations at the beginning of the season from a lot of people. I wasn't one of those people. But they didn't quite live up to those expectations. But they do make this lower level ball game. And let's talk about Memphis first. I don't think Memphis is one of those teams that I'm gonna talk about all bowl season long are these teams that don't deserve to be in a bowl game. They went 6-6 this year. They didn't beat any team with a winning record. They beat one bowl team total, and that team was 6-6, Southern Miss. One of their 6 wins came against a 1AA team, so actually against Division I competition. They're only a 5-6 team. They're a team with a losing record. So this whole argument by the NCAA that the bowls reward teams for their great season once again goes out the window, as does the tradition with this Magic Jack thing. I still, I know I'm going to learn all about this company, but as of right now, I don't know a thing about them. On the other side of the ball, South Florida Bulls. George Selby, Mac Rowe, the same two big guys. What's missing is a lot of the supporting cast. A team like South Florida that kind of comes out of nowhere, like they have the last few years, they're not going to have the depth yet that a lot of the other, big-time programs are that you see, in the rankings where we've seen South Florida, where we've become accustomed. They're not in that reload in the recruiting scene yet. They will be. When you put together some winning seasons and you come from a hotbed of talent like they do, you're going to get that upper echelon talent. You're going to get depth. You're going to get levels of talent. They just don't have it. So when you have players get dinged up, guys come out for a play or two, substitutions, guys, George Selby was even hurt for a good portion of this season. The guys that replace him just aren't quite on that, top level of players. They have some players on their team that are top level in the country, but they don't have a lot of subs that are, at least not yet. And someday Jim Leavitt will be at that level, probably within the next few years, the way he's putting together these winning seasons and putting together some better recruiting classes, but not right now. So what we saw is at the end of the year, at the time where depth and things like that starts to take over, South Florida was they lost 4 of their last 5 games, and 4 of those last 5 games were against bowl teams. One of the losses was not against a bowl team, that was Louisville. But the other, the 3 out of 4 that they lost were all against bowl teams, and their win was against a bowl team, Connecticut, who's not like a bottom rung bowl team either, a pretty decent team, and a team with a really good running back, just like Memphis. So in any event, I'm gonna go with South Florida in this one. I just think that they're a better team. I think they have a great defense, and I think very few teams are going to benefit from the few weeks of rest more than South Florida is going to. South Florida was off to a hot start this season. When they're well rested, when they're at full strength, they're one of the best teams in the country. They're one of the top 10 teams in the country. Memphis, they could rest all they want. They're not a top 10 team. They're not even close. They have a great running attack. South Florida is one of the best run-stuffing teams in the country. Why? Because they don't need to blitz a lot, because they have a totally solid front four on the defensive line. They never blitz, so they get it done with those 4 guys, leaves 7 guys to run around free and to make tackles, and that's what they do, and that's why they have, a superlative defense. And you guys know I'm a defensive guy. I always go with the team with the better defense if especially if it makes sense like it does in this spot. So I'm on the South Florida Bulls -12. I know Jordan doesn't agree with me in this one. You feel free to read his picks, and Jordan's record speaks for itself. It's outstanding this season. So in any event, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the forum and in the chat room.